Just another day in Rockville. There's a hoodlum riding up on an SL125 here. You can actually get moving on these things. Seniors coming in hot. Wow. Oh my God. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's the scoop with this SL, Shane?
1973 SL125. Pretty much original for the most part. We did a little bit of a repaint on some of the tins, but it is a pretty close to original bike, original pipe, original fenders, although the rear fender has a little imperfection. And as I said, he's really feeling it. A little too much.
Maybe, yeah, maybe a little bit too much. He almost lost it twice in a row here, but I guess that's what happens when you're, you know, on a classic Honda play bike. Wow, the frame rails look great. What are you doing?
This is one of those classics, folks, that just had me at hello. Total flashback to 1973, 74 era. The Honda SL125. This and the XR75 Honda, the SL100s. These are the things that dreams were made of. That every young guy wanted one of these, and young gal too. This is a beautiful classic. It's just received a complete resurrection here at Kaplan Cycles, and some of the work was done by the previous owner. Believe it or not, we actually sold this bike about, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. Local guy that purchased it, I heard it was up for sale again along with another SL125. He had two of them, and then went there and bought them both back and the trailer. That video is actually, I think it was Father's Day weekend. I bought both of the bikes, and he had gone through this, he bought a brand new replacement cylinder and piston and rings and a top end gasket kit, and went through and rebuilt the top end of the motor and got it running good. We took it to the next level. We put new tires on it, new chain, did a lot of cosmetic work on it. I got a work order. We did just under $2,100 in parts and labor on the bike, and she's ready for another 40, 50 years of fun riding. The bike is in excellent running condition, as is evidenced by this extensive road test I just took it on. It has the original exhaust, which is kind of hard to find. An original enduro bike from that era with the original exhaust on it and the original chrome piece on it. This is an original paint bike. It was not repainted. We considered having the tank repainted in the rear fender, but we decided to keep the tank original. And the rear fender has a little bit of damage on it. I want to point out what's happening. It has a little bit of damage on it. I wanted to point out, and it has a non-stock. It has a homemade bracket holding the original taillight on it. It looks like somebody did a wheelie like I was doing and flipped it over. So if
the tail is working, so you can actually
yeah, the headlight and taillight work on it.
Actually check your state's requirements, but in Connecticut here, you could register it exactly the way it is. Turn signals are not required. Utah as well, a couple other states.
The front and rear fender have been repainted the original cloud silver color. All the aluminum on the bike's been polished. The frame's been repainted. The chrome on the chain guide, the shocks, the forks, everything's been polished and cleaned. The work order was 21 hours with the services we did on it, including brand new tires, front and rear, new tubes, new chain, new battery, new handlebar grips. It's got new levers, new clutch and brake lever. headlight and taillight do work. It's showing 4,460 miles on the odometer. Let me grab the work order because my memory is not that good anymore. I guess I'll start at the front of the bike. The original metal fender was sanded and repainted the Honda Cloud Silver, as was the side panels, which have some new 125 decals on there, and the rear fender, which definitely is a little chewed up in the back here from doing a wheelie, I believe. The previous owner did the same thing I did, but I didn't mind it. I didn't touch the ground when I did it. I think they broke the taillight, so that's the one item you might want to replace on it. Starting at the front of the bike, it has a brand new tire on it, brand new tube. The spokes, the chrome wheel was polished. The aluminum forks were polished. The backing plate for the hub was polished. The fork tubes were cleaned up. The headlight bucket's in good shape, as are the ears and the reflector. The triple clamps are in good shape. The original tack and speedo are intact, showing 4,460 miles on it. New clutch lever, brake lever's in nice shape. New handlebar grips. Has original handlebars in there. Shows on the frame right here the SL125 serial number, indicating a production date of June of '72. The frame's been repainted. The exhaust pipe's been repainted. The brake lever and foot pegs have been painted. All the aluminum on the engine's been polished. It has a new cylinder, new piston, new rings. There was some head work done to it. The car's been rebuilt, new air filter, brand new battery. Moving to the back of the bike, the rear tire is brand new. The swing arm's been painted. The aluminum hub has been polished and cleaned. The whole bike was steam cleaned with a hot water pressure washer to start with. This side of the engine cases was polished. The chain is brand new. The decal and paint job on the side cover is new. Again, the gas tank has the original Honda graphics. The headlight bucket and ears are in excellent condition. Those are usually the first thing to go if it's ridden off-road. Has original kickstand. Bottom of the frame rails are in mint condition. No dents or damage on the frame rails, indicating no harsh off-road use. Probably mostly trail ridden. So I have the work order here. Pretty much covered everything. 18.5 hours labor. This doesn't include the engine rebuild that was done by the previous owner with the new cylinder, piston, and rings that was purchased. That was done by the previous owner. Our work order has 18.5 hours labor on it, plus parts, and it came to $2,092, just under $2,100 in parts and labor. The compression tested a perfect 160 psi. It's good spark. We cleaned, set, and adjusted the points, put a new plug in it, put a new battery in it, adjusted the valves, put a new air filter in it, and cleaned the airbox. The airbox boot was resealed, has a brand new chain on it, drained the fuel and put new VP110 in it, cleaned and set and adjusted the carburetor, tightened all the spokes. The handlebars were cleaned and polished. The side stand was sanded and painted also. The front and rear tires were mounted. New OEM grips were mounted, and oil was changed with 1040 weight maximum oil. As I had mentioned, it was steam clean washed. The frame is repainted gloss black. The exhaust was painted semi-gloss high temp black. The engine cases and forks were polished. The spokes and nipples were cleaned with steel wool. The engine cylinder and head were painted the high temp aluminum. Front and rear fenders were painted silver. Swing arm and rear brake pedal and foot pegs painted black, and it was detailed top to bottom. I think that pretty much covers everything that we did to it. 18.5 hours labor plus parts, $2,100. So just a cool classic 4-stroke enduro. These are notoriously reliable. They seem to run forever. As I pointed out, the original exhaust is in good condition. We have another one that doesn't have the original exhaust, and I went online to see what I could buy this exhaust for. The least expensive one I saw on eBay, which had more dents and dings in it and was in worse shape than this pipe, they wanted $400 for. So these are somewhat of a commodity. The original pipes sometimes would rust out or get damaged from off-road. So that's the original sticker on the frame. It's not perfect cosmetically. It's got some dings in the tank. The rear fender obviously has some damage. The seat cover's got a couple of blems in it, but it shows nice, and it's a fun bike to ride. It'd be a great bike for mid-Ohio or for trail or round town use.
And you know what the good news is this bike will stay in the exact same condition as long as you're not taking it down the mountain trail enduros and racing it like Billy Blythe did literally on this exact same model. They can take the abuse, but I mean, the tank's gonna get smashed, the pipe will get smashed. If you're going down the back roads, riding it to enjoy it at the campground on a Sunday, and not beating the shit out of it, it's going to be worth every cent of what you pay today, and it's not going to fall apart. So
the original ignition key was replaced with an on-off switch right here on this side here, so you don't have to worry about losing the key, and it turns on the headlight and the taillight and the ignition. Fires right up. Persica kitten. Really runs like a new bike. The clutch and transmission, the valve train, everything. Persica kitten. It's mechanically in excellent shape. If you want to take it to the next level cosmetically, you can buy a seat cover for like 50 bucks. You can buy a new fender for probably $70, $100. You can buy a tail light. You can make it perfect if you want, but it sure is nice the way it is. And the front brakes, these are drum brakes. These have been replaced and or serviced. They work beautifully. The Dunlop, these are actually an IRC trial tire, but it's a replica of the Dunlop. They're brand new. I'll show them the hairy nubs on the back of the rear tire. And they hook up great. I was practically dragging the pegs coming around the corner here. They handle awesome, and they're a non-off-road style tread. Really like the gauge package. You show them the colors of the gauges.
Yeah, green.
Super. Usually these get really cloudy and scratched. I'm not sure why, but these are in exceptionally good condition. So if you have any questions about the bike, give us a call, 860-454-7024. It's going on display in the New England Motorcycle Museum in our vintage trail bike section until it goes to its new home. Good luck bidding on it. God bless America, and God bless Japan for these kick-ass trail bikes, the things that dreams are made of.